Today on the channel we are talking Zoom tips, because I know you're spending so much of your life on Zoom, or at least I know I am. I think we surveyed our network and 54% of you are studying on a physical campus this year, but that's 46% of you who are studying virtually. So I know we're all living the virtual life. So whether it's Zoom or another system that you're working, today we're giving some etiquette on how to do the virtual thing. And I know a lot of times it is on Zoom. So I have 10 tips that I wrote down here. I have my trusty notes here for you guys. So let's go through these 10 tips, okay? And I really did. I mean, again, I'm on Zoom all day, so I really tried to think about, my best pieces of advice here. So number one is just to sort of watch your surroundings and kind of clarify where your setup is going to be. In my place, sometimes I work in the kitchen, sometimes I work in this sort of office setup. So just kind of clarify where you're going to be and where that place is, and let the people around you. For me, it's my husband, sometimes it's my brother, but it's letting the people around you know that you're going to have a call and it's on video, right? Because we've all been in the middle of a video call when like someone walks behind you and starts washing their hands and you're like, hello, I can hear you. All right, number two, make sure that you have the app on your phone just in case. So if I'm doing a Zoom call, yes, that's a baby. If I'm doing a Zoom call though, I'm going to have my computer set up ready, and then on my phone, I'm going to have the Zoom app, because just in case my Wi-Fi goes out, and this just happened to me last week, I want to be able to quickly recover. So having the app on your phone is key. And this is if it's Zoom, GoToMeeting, WebEx, Blue Jeans, whatever it might be. Number three, I like doing the video filter on Zoom. It's right under advanced video settings, and you can just do a light filter. It just kind of smooths things out a little bit, but seriously, it takes any pressure off of, for me, I don't feel pressure to put on makeup before Zoom calls because, boom, that light filter is great. A lot of people have asked me, can I do a funny background? I think it just depends on the situation. I think you can do a virtual background, of course, but maybe, with the humor level, I think a little bit of humor, even if it's new clients, it's always great. If they like it, great. If they don't, that's fine. I just wouldn't go overboard unless it's like internally at your team or internally at your company with people you're close enough with, or with friends and that sort of thing. But I think a background is great, and we'll share some pictures here. Boom, you guys can see some of the virtual backgrounds that we've used at Intern Queen. All right, number four, fix your name beforehand. So you can the box on Zoom that says your name. Just make sure your name is written there. I do a mommy and me class, and so it says like Lauren B and Emmy, and sometimes that pops up in the middle of a meeting, and no one cares, but it's a little bit embarrassing, so I try to sign on to Zoom early and just make sure that my name is saved properly as Lauren Berger. And I do first name, last name. Let's see. Number five, make eye contact. Like, this is kind of cool because normally I'm finding that I'm doing a lot of Zoom calls with people that I would have been on a regular phone call with before, and it's giving me an opportunity to feel like I'm meeting them in person. So amp up the energy, give them eye contact, and really try to personalize the conversation. Number six, I think using the chat feature on Zoom is great, especially if you're just trying to send out quick links to reference during your conversation. If you're like, hey, did everyone get the deck I sent over? Dropping it in the chat just in case you didn't see it. I think the chat's a great feature. Number seven, especially, this is something that I tell everyone at Intern Queen, but maybe if you're doing a study session with friends, of course you want to ask people's permission or let them know that something's being recorded before you just record them. But you can say, is everyone okay with me recording this? I want to go back and reference it later. We've been using the record function a lot, especially with internal meetings at Intern Queen when people are being trained on new things. I know some of your professors are recording the sessions anyways so that you can go back. This is a great resource. Number eight, if you plan to eat on your Zoom call, and I get it, sometimes you are just on back-to-back Zoom classes or Zoom calls and you have no time to eat, I would either do it in a setting where it's appropriate to turn your camera off, or I would ask, is everyone okay if I eat? I'm going to keep it on mute. I just haven't had anything all day. And I think that's fine, but some people are really particular and they don't like to be on the phone or in a meeting with people who are eating, and so if you get a sense that someone might be that way, just don't eat. If something weird is happening behind you, it's okay if you need to turn your camera off. There's a lot of sympathy these days for people that are working from home. I have my baby floating around all the time, and so if something bizarre is happening, I just turn my camera off, and then I try to pop back on as soon as I can. Take a deep breath. It's okay. Number 9, similar thing, mute if needed. If you know you're in a surrounding that's not totally controlled, maybe there's a dog around who can be kind of loud, just mute yourself when you're not talking. That's totally fine. And if you are in a more controlled environment, then you probably don't need to press mute. And then number 10, I just said, I just made a note that I couldn't read. Center yourself on the camera. Make sure you're in the middle of the screen, sitting up front. You don't need to be like 20 feet back from your computer, right? Be right up front, nice and close. And sometimes what I'll do, just so there's a little bit more of a flattering angle for the camera, is sometimes I'll place like a puzzle box. I have a lot of puzzles, it's quarantine, right? But I'll place a puzzle box under the camera, and it gives a little bit of that lift and height, and I feel like it's a little bit better of an angle. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But those are 10 quick Zoom tips. So I hope that was helpful, and if there's anything else, Zoom or, any software video functionality related, blah, 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 that I can be helpful with, just comment below, and I'm happy to help. Bye guys, happy job hunting.